Morning, guys. We are on Revelation chapter 13, and we're now going to look at the mark of the beast, and it's a very difficult one to try and work out. And as it says in verse 18, it takes much wisdom and understanding. But just a quick recap from Monday for 14. So the first beast, a world system, one world religion, one world government. One world economic system, which we actually start seeing at the moment, and how the world is coming together under one umbrella. And supernatural signs start happening. Verse 14, the signs that is allowed to work in the presence of the beast. It deceives those who dwell on earth, great deception, telling them to make an image for the beast that was wounded by the sword and yet lived. And remember those 10 heads, one of them gets wounded, and those represent the different kingdoms of the time. And so a miraculous event happens, and that's how Satan does his work. He signs and wonders, miraculous things. People are deceived, they think it's the real thing, and then they start setting up, they start worshipping the created things instead of the creator God. Romans 1 warns about this. So they start taking their eyes off the real true God, Jesus Christ, and they start fixing their attention on the world systems. And they think that, and that offers them peace and comfort and all that, and so they willingly go along with the system and this image. And so they make an image to the first beast, verse 15, that's where we are now, and it was allowed to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast might even speak and might cause those who would not worship the image of the beast to be slain. And so we see this happening even today, and 1 Corinthians 10 talks about this. An image, 10 Commandments says, don't make a graven image to any other god, and yet man starts to fall for Satan's deceptions. He makes an image, and then Satan comes with his demons, and he makes that image appear to be alive, to appear to be something. And he talks about in 1 Corinthians 10 that there's demons behind the idols. You know, if the idol in itself is just a stone, wood, created thing, whether it's it can even be a sporting career, money, whatever, fame, but it's just something man-made. And then when that Satan comes and he starts to give that thing power, he makes that thing appear to look real. And so here we have the same sort of deception happening but on a far bigger scale, because now we're talking about world systems that are now looking and acting in a very powerful way. So not only do people start to bow down and worship this image, but the image now is even given power, or Satan now is enabled to kill those who don't worship the image. So he really starts to stamp down his authority and control. We see that to a small degree where you can't now travel. Well, you can travel now, but there was a time where we couldn't travel easily unless we were vaccinated. And so you had to receive some kind of injection before you could go from A to B. So that system's just going to get worse and worse, where you're going to be locked into a world system where there's one world currency where you won't actually be able to buy and sell. And so you won't be able to have business transactions. And so you're going to start becoming very hungry unless you bow your knee to this image. And so it says there, just to recap there, so the image of the beast might even speak and might cause those who would not worship the image of the beast to be slain. So those who don't bow their knee to the image, and obviously behind this is Satan, because he ultimately wants that worship. And then it goes on to say, verse 16, and it causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead. So either on the right hand or the forehead, they're going to receive this mark. And this covers everyone. It's those in the countryside that are very poor. it's the very rich, it's the guys in control of businesses. So every single person is going to be marked and deceived, except obviously those who are worshipping Jesus and the true God and don't follow this deception, and they don't go along with this whole world plan. And so we're going to slowly unravel these things, and it talks some more about the mark in chapter 14 and further on, and what happens when you receive the mark, and etc., etc. So it starts becoming very interesting from now on. But let's be aware of what Satan's plans are, so that we can be ready, and let's make sure our eyes are fixed on Jesus, the true creator of the world, and not on Satan. Amen.